the instructions say to use summation notation to express the sum. So I need to use summation notation to rewrite this sum. Summation notation means I write from I equals 1 to some number here, which I have to figure out, of some formula here, which I have to figure out. That's summation notation. So if you'll notice the formula that I have, or the sequence that I have, I multiply by 2 each time to get to the next one. So that's the classic r equals 2 for a geometric sequence. So your formula is a sub n equals whatever your first term is times r to the n minus first power. So I know what a sub 1 is, it's 7, so I'm going to write 7. I know what r is, it's 2, so I'm going to write 2. And then I write I minus 1, or you could write n minus 1 if you wanted to. So sometimes, let me just do it like this, because this is probably how you're going to see it. Let me rewrite this as n right here. From n goes from 1 to what number? So the only question now I have to determine is, how many terms am I adding together? Well, to figure that out, I'm going to have to do a little bit of algebra. There is my nth term. That's my last term. So I want to find out what n is. And I know that a sub n is 896. I'm going to use this formula right here. A sub 1 is 7. R was 2. And I'm trying to solve for n right there. I'm trying to solve that equation for n. So what I'm going to have to do is some tricky algebra. And that is, I have to first divide both sides by 7. So 896 divided by 7, it is 128. So 128 equals 2 to the n minus 1 power, and lo and behold, what do we get to do? Well, you could either use logarithms, or you could rewrite 128 as a power of 2. This is like a log equation, a log problem. Well, it's an exponential equation, but we use logarithms to solve it. What's 128 is 2 to the, let's see, 8 is 2 squared. So 64 is 2 to the 6th, so is that 2 to the 7th? 2 to the 7th, I think, is what that is. So 2 to the 7th equals 2 to the n minus 1, so 7 equals n minus 1. What does n equal? N equals 6. Let's just test that to make sure we're right. What's 2 to the 6th power? I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Sorry, I did that wrong. What is... no, I did that wrong. It's not 6. If 7, it's 8. I'm so sorry. You're looking at me like it's not 6, it's 8. Yeah, it's 8.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's 8. So, what's 8 minus 1?
7.
8 minus 1 is 7. 2 to the 7th is 128. 128 times 7 is 896. Alright, so I just really messed this whole thing up. So let's rewrite this now. So here's your formula. My formula, my summation formula, is going to be n equals 1 to 8. The sum of from n equals 1 to 8 of 7 to the 7 times 2 to the n minus 1. That's your formula. If that was too confusing, another way you could have done it is just by brute force. You could keep multiplying by 2 until you get to that number, and then count up the number of terms you had. And you're going to have 8. So multiply 28 times 2, you get 56. Multiply 56 times 2, you get 112. Multiply 112 times 2, you get 224. Multiply 224 times 2, you get 448. 448 times 2 gives you 896. count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the more laborious, straightforward way of doing it, and it works as long as it's not a very far number. If this number was humongous, like 2,256,320, something like that, some crazy big number, it would be pretty impractical for you to keep doing that, and it would be much better for you to do it the algebraic way, which I just showed you. But you could do it either way, technically.